Viking tattoos! How, why, and why not? Let's talk about Viking tattoos. Let's start by establishing the obvious thing. We've talked about it before, we shall talk about it again. It's the elephant in the fucking room. Vikings and tattoos. First of all, using the term Vikings, it's a bit of a redundancy. They're just Scandinavians from a specific period of time. We refer to them as Vikings because that is the general consensus, that is the term that is used, but we might be talking about farmers, lords, warriors, handmaidens, whatever the fuck, from Scandinavia and parts of the Anglo-Saxon territories and Francia and Slavic lands and so on, who were part of this whole cultural thing, and they had one thing very much in common, the artwork. And yet again, it wasn't that much in common because it developed differently in different places. But fuck it, I'm getting into, fine details. It's not that important. We're just going to call them Vikings. Live with it, okay? Fuck you. Right. The other part, tattoos. Were the Vikings even tattooed? Who gives a shit? They most likely were not, because we would have probably found some sort of evidence for it. We only have one written source that talks about tattoos and Vikings, and he's actually talking about Slavic Vikings at the mouth of the River Volga by the Black Sea. His name was Ibn Fadlan. Very interesting read, but most importantly, it weren't actual Scandinavian Vikings, and we're not entirely sure if it all correlates and corresponds with each other. So, and it might be a fluke, it might have been a local custom, very important. So we're just going to go with probably, maybe, fuck. There's a fair chance that the Vikings had tattoos because they met other cultures that had tattoos and they liked decorations. Who knows? But most importantly, who gives a shit? You are you, and you live in the year 2025 on planet Earth, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. So here we go. I'm going to help you a little bit with your choices, like it or not. If you don't like it, you can just fucking scroll on. We'll start with a positive one. Runes and bind runes. Do get those. They're fun. Now the runes have been around for good near to 2,000 years. They carry a lot of meaning, a lot of heritage, and a lot of beauty in them. They're a strange type of text system where each rune has a symbolic meaning as well, a magical connotation, which is nice. And in modern times, we have started binding them together to make bind runes that are really cool, beautiful graphical designs in so many ways. And in a nice way, they've kind of taken the space from tribal tattoos, when white people get Polynesian tattoos for whatever the fucking reason. We can now just use European heritage art instead, which is a little bit nicer and a little bit less offensive. It fills a gap. Very, very convenient and practical. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a fucking book about it. You can go buy it on northernblack.shop. Very convenient. Product placement. If you don't like it, fuck you. Bind runes, good stuff. Let's find something bad. Don't get Viking tattoos because 23andMe or Ancestry.com or whatever the fuck says that you are, 16.7% Scandinavian Viking and you are a great grandchild of Harald Hardradir. Because you're probably wrong. These databases are constantly fucking updated and you might be 16.7% today, 23 tomorrow, and 5% the day after, or not at all. And you know what? It's not important because the Vikings were colonizing assholes who raided the world. If you want the artwork, get it because it's nice artwork. Not because you think you're a Viking, because you're not a fucking Viking. Not because you think your great granddad or grandmother was a Viking, because they were most likely fucking farmers or fishermen and played a very small part of society. But then again, so did the warriors. They played it for a shorter time because they went out and died rapidly. It's not important. If you like the artwork, go get the artwork. It's all right. That's it. That's my personal take on it. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who are much more fascistoid about this subject, but hey, you're here watching me talk, not them. So hey, you're stuck with it. Go for the historical aspect if you want it. If you don't want it, you can get whatever soft-shaded grey Viking age face with bright blue eyes, Travis Fimmel thing sleeve, if that's what you're into. It's all good. I encourage historical designs because, well, it's what I work with, it's what I make for art books and stuff like that, because ornamental art sits really well on the body. It just, you can make it so it fucking flows and it'll age nicely and you can make it nice and graphic and bold and it'll be good. That's why I'm like a what's it called? Proponent for it? Proponent might be the right word. Proponent might mean some sort of burnable alcohol. Who cares? If you're more into the soft shaded portraity faces or Viking ships or whatever the fuck, go for that. It's your body. I don't care. I have enough clients. But if you're into the historical aspect of it, there's so much cool stuff in the Viking Age books. Just saying. Tons. Don't forget that the Vikings were assholes. It's really important, this part. When we get historically relating tattoos, it's very easy to forget that the things that we're getting tattooed might relate to someone who are actually fucking bastards. I've seen people get tattoos of like crusading knights done, Templars and stuff like that, forgetting that they committed a bloody genocide in the Middle East. And I get people who get like the whole Viking thing because of the barbarian glorious past. You know, someone in the 30s in Germany preached a lot about this. It's not a healthy hobby to focus that much on it. Because the Vikings were assholes. They were seafaring pirates that colonized foreign shores. They subjugated local populations or just destroyed them, took them as slaves and so on, and generally were, you know, an invading force. They weren't nice people if it's the Viking part that you're focusing on. If you're getting the artwork because Scandinavian way of life back then seemed kind of idyllic, that's different. But let's try not to glorify the barbarians too much. Attila the Hun wasn't a nice lad, was he? So, yeah, choose it for the right fucking reasons. Last but not least, hand-poked Viking tattoos. Now, I've got no issue with them. I really like hand-poking myself, and I like getting hand-poked tattoos. But I also like to be quite clear about what the fuck they are, just like I like being clear about everything else. Yay, autism. We don't know if the Vikings had tattoos, and we definitely don't know how the fuck they did them if they did have tattoos. It might have been scarification, it might have been stitching, it might have been hand poking. They might have learned it from the Inuits, they might have learned it from Middle Eastern tribesmen, and so on. Nomadic tribes had facial tattoos. No, we don't know. So, going, I'm going to get a hand poke tattoo because it's Viking, is a bit of a weird thing, because it's not. It's not correct. You could go, I want a hand poke tattoo because it's nice. It has roots to something more calming and earthbound. I like to avoid the whole machine experience because it's a rushed way of doing artwork and stuff like that. There's many good reasons that you can go for. I'm good with it. Just don't pretend that it's because it's like actually Viking, because it isn't. We don't know. We haven't even found any tools that might have been, you know, Viking age tattoo tools. That being said, I only use machines these days because I like doing big fucking tattoos. So there's that. I like being able to do things fast, efficient, and powerfully. I think that was 5 pieces of advice. You might by now be really upset or really happy because I saved you from making bad decisions. Who knows? We shall see. Let the comments take flight. I don't know. Whatever. Don't forget, you're not a fucking Viking, and fuck off.